I'll promise to try not to say things that seem like attacks. I
Okay.
think I'm feeling defensive. Look, I really didn't take it personally when John pointed out my idiosyncratic
Mm-hmm. That.
It's
uh,
because I'm a fan. We just talked about it.
ways that I
Only
talk.
fans recognize
Uh-oh.
idiosyncrasies. Otherwise, they're just you talking.
Oh, okay. All right.
See?
Wait, why'd you say uh-oh?
Because he said OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
That
Oh,
Not
isn't that
OnlyFans. There
I
was
have
a
an Only-
space in it. There was
It's
a
a- I-
clear delineation.
I have an OnlyFans. He's the only guy that pays, but he's yeah. Mhm. I'm gonna get you that pair of underwear too, John. That you ordered. All right. See, now it sounds like I'm just doing it again. All right. Let's start clean slate from now. Okay. Detente. Hey,
There was a time when I felt really welcome here, but fortunately that's
see,
past.
that's what I'm worried about. I'm walking on eggshells. I got too comfortable too soon. We got to try to make it through the summer.
We need a longer honeymoon.
All right. Hey, per the internet and my eyes, we got our first look at John Larroquette in the upcoming Night Court sequel.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a few months ago, we first learned that Melissa Rauch is executive producing the return to this popular sitcom. It actually marks her first Big Bang or post Big Bang work that she's doing, because not only is she producing it, but she's also going to be starring in it as well. But she has been the driving force behind this revival. In fact, she approached Warner Brothers and said, "Hey, can we talk about that IP you have, Night Court? I want to do something with it."
Right.
So she was a fan. Well, now she has gone on and shared images from the show. You going to say something, John?
Well, Image. Yeah, there precious little is being leaked about this. There's like
Yeah.
a picture or two, and John Larroquette looks like John Larroquette. I mean,
Yeah.
he looks that's the way he looks. And a few pictures of the cast, and it kind of looks like they're recasting, but not recasting.
Right,
You know,
right,
it's like,
right.
well, we need a gruff big bailiff, and here's this
Right.
woman who I'm
Right.
going to guess is a gruff big bailiff, and
Right.
you know, and the judge is supposed to be Harry's daughter, which is really interesting. So it
Yes.
makes sense that she would be similarly minded in the way she distributes justice. So looking forward to that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you said precious little. It sounds like you're a little annoyed, like you want to see more and you want to know more. Are you a fan?
They're just dribbling out information. Show us something. Show us a scene. Show us a trailer. Show us some shots of the set. They're really just here's 5 people clustered around one another. Here's a photo. Night Court. Go.
Well, there's actually a couple of other photos. One that shows her behind the bench, leaning over to talk to John Larroquette. And I think the other photo is them sitting in the back of a courtroom. But yeah, you're right. Most of it seems staged. You don't really get a good view at stuff.
Well, what else are they going to do in a courtroom?
A lot of this. Finger wagging.
Well, hopefully shoot some video and then share it with us
Yeah.
so we can see what the show's going to look
Oh,
like. You know?
no, John. It's just going to be a series of still images. With a comic book.
So it's a graphic novel on television.
Novel, yeah.
A flip book.
Every time you want to flip a cell commercial. Ah, damn it.
Is that like the animated ViewMaster? Can I run it backwards? That's cool. I like that. part.
You're
That's
right.
cool.
I think it is curious that she's playing Harry's daughter now, and Larroquette, who's coming back. He's the only guy reprising his role.
Right.
He's coming back
As far
to
as we
play
know,
Dan. What's that? As far as we know, that's
As far
right.
as we know, there
Right,
could
right,
be some
right.
cameos. I heard, but yes.
Yes, Richard Mull's still out there active. Marshall Warfield is still active. Unfortunately, Post. What's her name? I can't
Marky
remember
Post.
her first name.
Marky Post.
Wow, that sounds so unusual. Unfortunately, Marky Post is no longer with us. So yeah, there's a couple people that pop up, but I thought it was curious that she's playing his daughter and she's the judge. And John Larroquette, I don't know, he was a prosecutor. I think maybe he was assistant district attorney at most during the show. 30 years have passed. He's still a prosecutor? That can't possibly be. He wouldn't even be district attorney for 30 years. I thought it would make more sense age-wise that he would be the judge. Let's reverse it. Now, Harry's daughter is an attorney who has to deal with this guy, you know?
I think you're tampering with what is the secret sauce of Night Court, though. You need that. You need that kind, sensible character on the bench.
Yeah.
And that's not the character that Larroquette plays. Larroquette is the foil. He's the one creating chaos. He's the one bringing in people and defending them. And in the headcanon of the show, maybe he likes his job. Maybe he wants to continue in that role. You know, those people that, don't you want a promotion? Don't you? No, I'm happy where I'm at, defending people, whatever, or prosecuting people, or whatever his role is. That's what I figured.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like he'd be allowed to be a judge.
No.
But he could have been a politician. Like maybe he comes back. He's a senator who's been canceled or something. I don't know. But along those lines, what are they going to do with his character? He can't be the sexist, that he was in the 80s. I don't think.
Well, he can be, but as you said, I think it would be great to write in that he went down that path and got canceled, and maybe that's why his career was stalled, and now he's back doing it. Put me in the writer's room.
Yes,
I've got it covered.
That's why he's stuck where he is.
Well, like John pointed out, very little is known, including when it's going to air. We do know it's going to air sometime this year, and it's going to be on NBC, and then it's also streamed exclusively on Peacock. Peacock. Let me just switch my little screen for a second here so I can do this. Okay, hey, in other 1980s news, minor spoiler warning. Very minor spoiler for Top Gun Maverick. We're not going to spoil any story elements. Okay, not really. So, if you need to, skip ahead a couple of minutes. But seriously, just hang in there. We're not ruining the story. You can enjoy the movie still without knowing this. Okay, so by knowing this.
And why are you listening to this podcast and you've yet to see Maverick? Go watch it.
Excellent question.
Put us on pause. Right. Yes. So another 80s news, Val Kilmer makes a cameo in Top Gun. That's the spoiler. But his voice doesn't. That's another spoiler for you. But here's why. So, by the way, and this, by the time you hear this podcast, this is going to be, dated, this information. But to date, as of this podcast, they have made $322 million in just the first 12 days of domestic release. So it is easily Tom Cruise's biggest domestic earner. It's got that trajectory. Pretty fantastic. And adding to the charm of it, that's getting butts and seats, is the brief appearance by Iceman. Now, in spite of his real-life battle with throat cancer, which robbed Kilmer of his voice, amazingly, Kilmer actually speaks in the blockbuster. But it turns out that the voice we hear is not actually Kilmer speaking, or not exactly. In fact, they used an AI called Sonatic that was trained by listening to hours and hours of Val Kilmer's actual voice to replicate the sound of the actor and, his various sort of idiosyncratic haze and something else he does a lot. I can't remember what it is offhand.
Even in Maverick, he speaks his very hushed tones as well. So even if there were any little oddities in there, it was quite a bit hushed. It was kind of under his breath and quite quiet. So that would hit any imperfections, but it didn't sound bad. It sounded fine.
No, not
Did either of you know about this before you saw it?
Yes.
Not before I saw it. Did you? Yeah, I didn't.
I didn't know they used it. I suspected they might have.
Okay.
I suspected two things. One, when in the documentary Val, his son does talking for him, and his son sounds like him. So I thought that could have been one way they went. But the other thing is that around the time Val came out, I think right after, they had announced that this company had developed this technology for him using his voice, and he demonstrated it by actually publishing something that he was, quote, saying. It was something he typed into a machine, but sounds just like him. So, I did know about it. I didn't know whether they actually used it or not, though. But
right.
Now,
I didn't know ahead of time because I wanted no Maverick spoilers. So I avoided anything. If I see something in my feed that says Top Gun Maverick, going, no. So I didn't know ahead of time.
Nope.
No, I didn't know he spoke in the film. I didn't know that.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I wasn't even sure he was definitely in it, except his photo was in it, and it seemed likely he'd be in it.
Right.
Yeah.
I have to say, it didn't faze me. I didn't know about this.
Yeah.
And I was just so involved in the story.
Yeah.
I knew about his health issues, but I just wasn't even thinking about it. Was not analyzing it in any way.
And it wasn't overused, right? It's not like Iceman is suddenly an operatic singer and he has 80 lines of dialogue. It's used sparingly. Yeah. And they even wrote into the script the fact that he was having throat problems, right? So he didn't like to speak; it was painful. So they folded it in, but then also utilized it. So.
Oh, John's that was a spoiler too.
That's it. That's the pivotal piece of the film. That's what actually defeats the Nazis. All right. Well, what are you gonna do? Hey, but actually, this is another spoiler. Okay, this is for a different show. I don't know if we should mention this or not. Okay, so this is a minor spoiler for the Obi-Wan series. So skip ahead another 3 seconds if you're back. Again, not going to ruin a plot point, right? The movie is about the inevitability of Obi-Wan having to face Anakin again. But if you know the story, canonically, Anakin is Darth Vader now, right? Okay. So Darth Vader is in this show. and Darth Vader speaks. And a big question on the internet was, well, what is he going to sound like? Because Hayden Christensen supposedly came back to play him, but I mean, so far you wouldn't know that because he's in a costume the whole time.
Exactly.
Could be anybody.
Yeah.
So so folks were worried it might be Hayden Christensen when they did something to his voice, really hoping for James Earl Jones. But what does that mean? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, long story short, you hear James Earl Jones speaking when Darth Vader is finally on screen.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out James Earl Jones didn't actually talk either. This was another AI that replicated James Earl
I read
Jones'
he recorded
voice.
no new dialogue.
Right.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I was
Amazing.
wondering and I hadn't looked it up. Oh
Yep.
my gosh.
Yeah,
That's
this
pretty
was a
wild.
similar technology, but a different company. This one called Respeecher. And there was also another cameo for, I won't ruin this. There was another cameo of another character from Star Wars canon in the Mandalorian. I'm going to say the Boba Fett show, Boba Fett series. It's really the Mandalorian. Where his voice wasn't done by that actor either. They did the same thing. Respeecher actually recreated it from old footage.
Another guy with just one hand. That's right.
Yeah. What's funny to me is like on the internet, it seems like, no, look, maybe they only post this because these are the stories that make people click on. It's like clickbait.
Sure.
But
yeah.
you can find easily stories about people posting online how they're furious with this. Furious. Either they're mad because it sounds it's James Earl Jones, quote unquote, and they didn't give a new actor the chance to do the voice because there's a lot of voice actors that have been impersonating him on the cartoons for years. Or how dare they just not have James Earl Jones do it and they have a friggin' robot? Let me do that again. Friggin' robot. My wife told me don't say friggin'. Miles would just really curse.
Is that what you said?
Yeah. Don't half step it. You know what I say to those people
Yeah.
is that Star Trek, Star Wars, Ghostbusters,
Yeah.
Predator, whatever it is, if you don't like these sequels and prequels that come out, good
Yep.
news for you. You don't have to watch them. And the things you do love,
That's
you can go
right.
back and watch those again.
Over and over and over.
If you don't like the new stuff, no one is clockwork oranging your eyeballs open with toothpicks and making you sit there and absorb it through your eye holes. Shut up, go away. Let people who are enjoying it. You know, that's
I gotta get that. I gotta get that. The
Down
more
off
you
the
know
soapbox.
music to play every time John makes a speech. Da-da-da-da. Was that borderline crossing the line? Was that almost crossing the line?
only if you're implying that you don't like me to talk about the things
No,
I'm passionate
I'm
about.
just saying
Okay.
it has the veritas of those interstitials that we had as kids. The veritas, the gravity. I mean.
The gravitas.
Gravitas. That's
Grava.
the word.
Toss.
The grava.
Da-da-da-da.
The gravitas.
Grava. Toss.
Oh boy. All right. Hey, in other 1980s news, a hit from 1985 is a hit again.
Imagine that.
You know what? Just skip our show this week. Just skip our show.
Skip the news.
I should have said this at the beginning of the show. If you're here because this episode says true crime in it, there's going to be true
What?
crime. I promise.
Clickbait. Whoa.
It's not clickbait. There's actually going to be a true crime story. And we've done this a
Isn't
couple
it,
of other
though?
times. It is
Isn't it,
true,
though?
and this time it's actually a crime.
Okay.
Well, Todd Rogers committed fraud, I guess. That was a crime.
It's a crime. How many spoilers at the top of the show? That's
Oh,
what crime is.
yeah.
True.
So another minor spoiler. Again, look, we're not going to ruin any plot points. This is barely. This isn't even a spoiler, right? Okay. So hey, anyway, in the new season of Stranger Things, as a result of the new new season of Stranger Things, Kate Bush is enjoying a surge in popularity.
Yeah, she is.
One of her songs
Wow.
plays a key role in this current iteration. Bush's 1985 hit "Running Up That Hill." It's important to one. It's a song that's important to one of the main characters, and therefore it's heard a number of times throughout the show.
Did you see the percent, which has risen since I last read about this
Yes.
last week? 9,900% increase
What?
in listens
Yeah.
in streaming.
Yeah.
9,900% increase.
And there's nothing new that Stranger Things revives some songs that people haven't heard in a while. But this isn't just playing at the arcade. This isn't
Right.
just at the
Right.
background at the dance. This is like a pivotal plot element in Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Am I somebody play that horn in my ear?
It's Val Kilmer defeating the Nazis with his throat cancer. I don't know. Was that a callback? If is it a callback if it's a bad joke? No. Yeah, you're right, John. Yes. And as a result of that, it's definitely more impactful. right?
Yes,
I would be curious
absolutely.
how much any of those other
Right.
songs, like John saying, featured in the background go up. Maybe a little bit, but
Right.
Well, and it's almost like they poison. Like, let's pick a song that we want to make blow up in real world.
yeah.
Let's make it so important to these characters that you can't help but care about this song. And boy, it fit, and it was great. It was well edited, and I went back and downloaded the song too.
I did
All of it.
too.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I have it on my playlist now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will confess to you guys, I had never heard it. I don't know that I've ever heard a Kate Bush song. I know who Kate Bush is. I know she was popular in the 80s.
Right.
Yep.
I
But I-
confess the same.
yeah.
I was not aware of her. I did hear her name eventually.
Yeah.
I wasn't in tune with her. I was really drawn more towards male artists at the time. And yeah, so I couldn't have told you if I had heard the song without knowing about
Right.
it ahead of time. I could not have told you who it was or the name of the song.
She never
Yeah.
opened for Duran Duran, so off Kate's radar.
Mm.
Oh, sorry, Kat.
Well, in the John, you're talking about picking a song that's going to blow up. Well, there's actually someone's job, and I wish this. Look, had I known when I was a young person that this is a
right?
job you could have, I would have aimed to have this job.
Yeah.
But Nora Felder is the music supervisor for Stranger Things, and so her job is they give her a script, and she starts finding songs that go into different scenes.
Mhm.
And she explained
So cool.
in a number of different interviews how the challenge of finding a song that would play this pivotal role in the story, be important to this character.
Mhm.
She was looking for a track, she said, that would resonate with her. And she felt, quote, a surge of excitement, end quote, when she made that connection to running up that hill.
Yeah. And have you listened to, now that you downloaded, have you listened to the lyrics? Like, it really
Oh my
fits
gosh.
with the character who it applies to. Like, this, of
It's
course,
crazy.
this would be important to this character. Yeah, in the place that the character is in. I won't even say gender.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great
Yeah,
fit.
and on a few levels. I watched this YouTube
Yeah.
video where they were analyzing, talking about different Easter eggs, and talking about how, well, the song means this on one level, but if you take it this other level, it also applies to this other scenario. And I was like, oh my.
Yep.
Oh, I need to watch
It
that.
connects back to last season in ways.
Yes.
Oh yeah. It's
Oh,
what a great
wow.
choice.
And look, never having heard that song, and I look, for me, I think I've talked about this on the show when we did that 30 seconds to decide if a new song was a hit or not, and we buzzed them out.
Yes.
Anything that seems melancholy, even remotely, I'm out.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's something about that song. It's the chord, the intervals in the notes that when she's up high and then she's down low.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's really haunting. And the phrase, I make a deal with God. Oh my God. It's just,
There's a hopefulness in the melancholy, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a bit of a like there's a silver lining to this cloud that you kind of get that impression.
Yeah. And there's cool keyboard sounds too.
yes. Yeah, it's very 80s. It's great.
Very, very.
So Noah Felder wanted the
Oh.
song, but they still needed the approval, of course, of Kate Bush. So they had to work with the folks who hold the publication rights. That was Sony
To which
Music
your
Publishing.
agent said, "Who?"
Um, so the VP of creative marketing over at Sony Music Publishing got the request, and I'm going to say her name is Wendy Crowley, even though it's spelled a little differently. But Crowley said, quote, Kate Bush is selected when it comes to licensing her music, and because of that, we made sure to get the script pages and footage to her so she could review it and know exactly how it was going to be used, end quote. And as it turns out, Kate Bush was already a big fan of the show.
Right. That's so cool. They,
Right.
they didn't have to
P.S.
persuade her.
Kate likes to get paid.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well,
Not for nothing.
There's that too.
I mean, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I guess I don't know. Kate Bush for me, look, I don't know a single thing about her, but she used to be one of those more crunchy granola type of artists, and I think no, she doesn't need money. She might be living in a yurt, right now in someone's backyard for all I know.
she's in Sinead O'Connor's backyard.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
yeah. In a rare public statement, the British rock art legend shared her excitement about the renewed interest in her tune. She published a statement on her website that read, quote, my song has been, quote, given a whole new lease on life by the young fans who love the show. I love it too. Because of this, Running Up That Hill is charting around the world and has entered the UK chart at number 8.
That's
A
so
song that's over
cool.
30 years old. Thanks so much. Thanks very much to everyone who supported the song. I wait with bated breath for the rest of the series in July.
Yes. Did you see that some of her fans, some of her OG fans,
Yep.
were annoyed, were
Oh.
expressing their annoyance that this song or Kate Bush was only just being discovered by other people.
Again,
I-
nobody is holding up your eyes, Clockwork Orange style, forcing you to watch Stranger Things. Go listen
my
to your
gosh.
vinyl. Oh my
Right.
goodness.
And so I'm glad that she.
This is the best I can do. This is not offensive. I'm on your team. I love the. Yes. The more I know. But yeah, that's the first thing I thought was what John just said about fans. The fans are the worst.
Fans can be so
Yeah.
crazy. So I'm glad she put that statement out because
Yeah.
it's a nice way of shutting down her original fans.
Mm.
If she's happy about it and she's pleased that she has new fans, that she's being rediscovered, can't argue with that, right?
Yeah, Mama gonna
Although
get a
some
bigger
people
year.
Have you seen the outstanding meme someone made? It's got Marty McFly at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance when he was playing the Johnny Be Good, but they put Kate Bush's face on it, and it says, "Maybe this is a little ahead of your time, but your kids are gonna love it."
Oh, that's perfect.
It's perfect fit. Yep.
That
Yep,
is
sure enough.
perfect.
Yep. Maybe it won't be popular in our time, but eventually you guys will catch on and realize how
Yep.
great this is.
Yeah. Look, I think I could. I don't want to say I'm borderline toxic fan even, but I do feel defensive when younger people they know something about something from our generation, but not the whole thing, so they get something part of it wrong.
Sure.
Again, watching these
Yeah.
YouTube videos, even Easter egg videos on Stranger Things, it's like, well, this is like this thing from the 19. I'm like, no, you almost got it, but that does set me off a little bit.
Yeah. Nirvana is not a t-shirt brand.
Now I thought you were going to say that the fans had criticized Kate Bush for selling out, which reminds me of our next story in other 1980s
Oh.
news. In other 1980s news, per the Atlanta Black Star, fans defend Ice-T from an internet troll.
Mm-hmm.
And that was today's forced segue.
Wait. Oh, wait, wrong one. Now let's try it. Why is that the one? Oh, here. So the incident started after the I'm Your Pusher MC took to his Twitter page where he shared some words of affirmation, writing, "Classic ice cold fact. Don't worry about what people think about you because they probably don't think about you that much anyway." End quote.
Mhm.
Now that I think about it, I think this is a paraphrasing of something that Eleanor Roosevelt is attributed to have said.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, yeah, it is. But anyway, while many fans shared the post, several of which agreed with the 64-year-old in the comment section, one, and again, if you're following Ice-T, doesn't that suggest you're a fan? So now you're a fan, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, one felt the need to tell the actor about himself, declaring, "You're a disgrace to gangsta rap, Finn," referring to his character he plays on Law and Order.
Okay.
"You sold the culture out for it, that TV check." End quote. The Law and Order SVU star, seemingly with some time to spare. The Law and Order, I'm going to cut that out. The Law and Order SVU star addressed his critic, quoting the post, stating, quote, "LOL, says a bum sitting on somebody else's car. Clown ass." End quote.
Wait, and the clown emoji. That's the best part.
Oh,
Yes, there is a little clown emoji.
so many times I'm like, when am I going to get to use this?
Yeah, that's the chef kiss at the end of that tweet. Clown
Of course,
emoji.
he was referring to his critic's profile photo that showed him sitting on the hood of a luxurious white sports car. That look, maybe it's his car. I don't know, but ICE is suggesting it probably isn't.
We don't know, but
Folks, of course, shot to his defense. One saying, "Wow, Triley," that's the user who was posting against Ice-T, criticizing Ice-T. "Wow, Triley, you're just hating." Actually, they wrote, "You're just hatting,"
they're just hatting.
which maybe. Now, just like Ice-T, I'm going to make an assumption and assume that it's just a slight typo. Ice-T is one of the
Clown ass.
original. What kind of ass? What?
Clown ass.
Cloud ass.
Clown ass. I'm going to use that from now on. Ice-T has coined clown ass for me.
Clown
Oh.
ass.
See, I thought you were saying cloud ass, like it got autocorrected.
No.
Ice-T is one of the original
Don't be a
OGs of
hatter.
gangsta rap and always will be. If he dropped a double album
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow, it would sell. And another person writing, "You don't spend your entire life You don't spend your entire life doing gangsta shit. Fool, Ice is a businessman. Look at Young Thug and Gunna." I don't know who either of those folks are.
Wow.
"Staying gangsta your entire life gets you behind bars or 6 feet under." Oh, this is almost a rap. Look
Yeah.
at young Thug and Gunna. "Staying gangsta your entire life gonna put you." I'm not a rapper.
6 feet under.
That was great.
I'm cutting it all out. Ice, keep doing your thing. As of
I
this Friday,
love Ice-T. For the record, I
Yep.
have been a long time fan of Ice-T. I don't know if you peg me as a long time Ice-T fan, but I have since
I
6 in the
haven't-
morning.
I
Okay.
haven't pegged you.
Love his work.
I don't know what your favorite music is, John. I need to learn this
Can't
about
nail you
you.
down.
Very eclectic. Yeah.
All right.
All right,
like-
this is what
you
we're
know-
gonna do. Go ahead.
I was going to say this whole article reminded me of a track from one of his favorite songs called "Personal" that I
Mhm.
always really liked.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Let me see where it is. I love this.
Hang on, I'll
line.
give you a beat.
I do.
You're gonna quote it, I guess, right?
Where is the line?
The right
Oh yeah.
cadence.
Well, yeah. It's for personal. He says, "Take it personal, punk. I'm talking to you, and if they agree with you, then your crew too. I never diss an MC. I wish them all good luck, but if you diss me in my face, duck."
Oh, clown ass.
I love it. Clown ass. That's at the end. That should be from now
Clown
on.
ass. He needs a track, clown ass now.
Right on.
Let's read
ready.
John. Yeah, that is perfect.
That's the name of the double album. I'm ready.
Yeah. Now, this isn't the first time that ICE has addressed this issue of trying to cross over after he's, had a history of associating with gangster rap. In June of 2021, he revealed that his complex image nearly ruined his career, saying, quote, "It was difficult because I'm the cop killer." Now, he hasn't killed a cop. He's referring to a song that he
Yeah.
talked about that. Quote, "Everybody in the mainstream was like, they won't fuck with you because you're too taboo." And I was like, right. And then Snoop started knocking down walls. That's my brother. So Snoop was going through doors and I'm like, look, Snoop's making it through these doors. Let's try. Quote.
Very cool. Hey, I didn't know he was
Yeah.
in Breakin' and Electric Boogaloo.
Oh my God. Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I just watched those recently, and I was like, "Wait, what?" So I had to go back and.
Did you
find 'em.
spot him then? Or you read
No.
it later and then you
No, I
okay.
looked about. No, I just learned it now from reading this article. So I went back
Okay.
and found him in the movies.
Well, I think him playing a detective is so many times you have these, soft actors who came out of acting school and they're actors and whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, Ice-T, he lived in gangs. He lived on the street. He knows of which he speaks when he's acting and he's talking about
Right.
this stuff going on that he's acting about and around. And so,
Mm-hmm.
he's no longer playing the part of a thug, but he comes from those roots and he absolutely knows
Yeah.
what he's talking about when he addresses it in that show. It has, to your point, gravitas behind it outside of just being an actor. So
Yeah,
I think it's
absolutely.
appropriate there, and I thought it was great him finally picking up some acting chops that I think he does great in too.
Yeah. Yep. Nothing more to be said about that. I'm not even going to add a chime because then All right. Hey, that was 1980s.
Um,
Dude.